Have you ever wondered if something as simple as fruit could be quietly harming your health? I certainly did not until my 70th birthday when everything changed. My name is Margaret Wilson. As a retired nutritionist with over 40 years of experience working specifically with older adults, I've seen firsthand how our bodies change as we age. But it wasn't until I faced my own health crisis, a dangerous medication interaction that sent me to the emergency room, that I truly understood how even the healthiest foods can suddenly become harmful for our aging bodies. We've been told since childhood that fruits are nature's candy, packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and sweet nourishment. But what no one tells you is this: not all fruits are created equal, especially as we move past 65. For those of us in our golden years, our bodies are changing in ways that affect how we process everything we eat. Our metabolism slows, our digestive system becomes more sensitive, our blood sugar control becomes more fragile, and most importantly, the medications that keep us healthy can interact dangerously with certain foods. Today, I want to share with you the wisdom that took me decades to gather and nearly cost me my life to learn. I'll reveal the 4 fruits that could be silently harming your health and the 4 remarkable fruits that might just save it. This isn't about fear. It's about knowledge, choice, and taking control of your health one bite at a time. Because you deserve to enjoy your retirement years with energy, clarity, and joy. Before we dive in, if you find this information helpful, please take a moment to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another vital health tip designed specifically for our generation. Now let's explore why our bodies in our 60s, 70s, and beyond respond so differently to the foods we've enjoyed all our lives. Why senior bodies react differently to fruits. When I turned 65, something peculiar happened. The grapefruit half I'd enjoyed every morning for decades suddenly started leaving me dizzy and confused. My blood pressure medication wasn't working properly, and my doctor was baffled until we made the connection. You see, our bodies at 65 aren't the same as they were at 45 or even 55. They've changed in profound ways that affect how we process everything we eat, especially fruits. Let me share what happens physiologically as we age, something many doctors don't take the time to explain. First, our kidneys and liver, those faithful filters that have cleaned our blood for decades, begin to slow down. By 70, they function at only about 70% of what they did at 30. This means medications stay in our system longer, and certain compounds in foods that were once easily processed now linger, potentially causing problems. Martha from my senior wellness group experienced this firsthand. I couldn't understand why my blood thinner medication was suddenly ineffective, she told me during one of our sessions. Turns out the grapefruit in my breakfast smoothie was interfering with it. No one had ever warned me. Second, our digestive system changes dramatically. We produce less stomach acid and fewer enzymes, making it harder to break down sugars and fibers. This is why fruits that once caused no issues can suddenly lead to uncomfortable bloating gas or blood sugar spikes. Third, our body's inflammatory response shifts. Certain fruits that contain natural acids can trigger inflammation in our joints and tissues more easily than before. Tom, a 68-year-old former marathon runner in my community, noticed his knee pain would flare up mysteriously. I kept a food diary at my daughter's suggestion and was shocked to discover my cherry snacks were making my arthritis worse, not better, as I'd hoped. Finally, and perhaps most critically, our medication interactions become more complex. The average American over 65 takes between 4 or 5 prescription medications daily. Each of these can interact not just with each other, but with compounds in ordinary fruits we've eaten our whole lives. These changes aren't your fault. They're a natural part of aging, but understanding them gives you power. Power to make choices that support your body rather than unknowingly working against it. Now let's look at 4 common fruits that deserve a second thought as we age. Not because they're inherently bad, but because they may no longer be right for your changing body. 4 fruits to approach with caution. 1 grapefruit, the medication meddler. When Ellen, my next-door neighbor of 20 years, collapsed in her kitchen last spring, no one suspected her morning grapefruit ritual was to blame. At the hospital, doctors discovered her blood pressure had dropped dangerously low. The culprit, an interaction between her medication and the innocent-looking fruit she'd enjoyed for breakfast. Grapefruit, with its bright pink flesh and refreshing tartness, seems like the perfect health food. For younger adults, it often is. But for those of us over 65, especially the 90% taking at least one prescription medication, this fruit carries a hidden risk few discuss. Grapefruit contains compounds called furanocoumarins that block an enzyme in your intestines called CY3A4. This enzyme is responsible for metabolizing and breaking down many common medications. When blocked, your medications can't be processed properly, potentially building to dangerous levels in your bloodstream. This isn't a minor concern. Over 85 medications can interact with grapefruit, including cholesterol medications like atorvastatin and Lipitor, blood pressure drugs like nifedipine procardia, anti-anxiety medications like buspirone buspar, heart rhythm medications like amiodarone, pacerone. The tragedy is that most seniors have no idea. They eat grapefruit for breakfast, take their pills afterward, and never connect the unexplained dizziness, unusual bruising, or irregular heartbeat to this interaction. If you're taking medications, check with your pharmacist specifically about grapefruit interactions. For those who love citrus, safer alternatives include oranges, mandarins, or clementines, which don't contain the same interfering compounds. Too cherry sweet, but potentially problematic. On my 72nd birthday, my grandchildren brought me a beautiful bowl of cherries, my lifelong favorite treat. That evening, as joint pain kept me awake and my blood sugar readings were unexpectedly high, I never made the connection to those innocent little fruits. Cherries, with their deep red color and sweet juiciness, bring back memories of summer pies cooling on windowsills and afternoon picnics in the park. But as we age, these seemingly innocent fruits can present challenges for certain seniors. For those managing diabetes or prediabetes, which affects nearly 1/3 of Americans over 65, cherries can cause unexpected blood sugar spikes. One cup contains approximately 18-20 grams of sugar, about as much as some candy bars, but without the obvious warning label. Additionally, cherries contain natural compounds called anthocyanins that, while beneficial for some, can increase uric acid levels in sensitive individuals. For the 9 million American seniors with gout or inflammatory arthritis, this can trigger painful flare-ups in the joints. James, a 74-year-old retiree who attends my nutrition workshops, discovered this connection after tracking his pain levels for a month. I noticed my fingers would swell and ache the day after eating cherries. I was eating them for inflammation, but they were making it worse for me. This doesn't mean cherries are bad for everyone. If you have stable blood sugar and don't suffer from inflammatory conditions, moderate consumption of cherries can actually provide antioxidant benefits. The key is understanding your unique body. For those who need alternatives, blueberries offer similar antioxidant benefits with less sugar and no inflammatory triggers. Or try tart cherries specifically, which contain different compounds that may actually help reduce inflammation rather than worsen it. 3 bananas potassium powerhouse or problem? Margaret, a vibrant 82-year-old from my church group, faithfully ate a banana every morning for potassium, believing it helped her heart health. When she ended up in the hospital with irregular heartbeat and confusion, nobody connected it to her daily fruit choice, but her doctors eventually discovered dangerously high potassium levels in her blood. For most of our lives, bananas have been symbols of good health, convenient, portable, and rich in potassium for muscle and heart function. But as our kidneys age, this same benefit can become a hidden risk. After age 65, our kidneys filter blood less efficiently, often retaining minerals that should be excreted. For seniors taking certain medications, this natural change becomes medically significant. ACE inhibitors for blood pressure like lisinopril, ARBs such as losartan, potassium-sparing diuretics, some antibiotics and NSAIDs. These medications already encourage potassium retention. Combined with potassium-rich foods like bananas, levels can climb into a dangerous range called hyperkalemia. The unsettling reality is that symptoms often don't appear until potassium reaches critically high levels. Then they manifest as irregular heartbeat, muscle weakness, fatigue, and numbness symptoms, easily mistaken for other age-related concerns. My doctor never mentioned food interactions with my blood pressure pills, Margaret told me after her recovery. I thought I was doing something good for my heart. This doesn't mean all seniors need to avoid bananas. If you have healthy kidney function and aren't on potassium-affecting medications, they remain a nutritious choice. For others, lower potassium fruits like apples, berries, and peaches offer nutritional benefits without the risk. If you regularly eat bananas and take heart or blood pressure medications, consider asking your doctor for a simple blood test to check your potassium levels. For dried fruits, the hidden sugar trap. When my husband's diabetes worsened despite careful monitoring, we were puzzled until our nutritionist pointed to the trail mix he snacked on daily. The dried cranberries and raisins he thought were healthy choices were causing blood sugar spikes equivalent to eating candy. Dried fruits sit innocently in store aisles, often marketed as healthy snacks for all ages. Their convenient packaging and sweet tastes make them popular choices for seniors looking for quick energy. But behind their wrinkled appearance lies a concentrated sugar source that can be problematic as we age. The drying process removes water while leaving all the fruit sugars behind, effectively concentrating the sugar content in each bite. One small box of raisins contains the sugar of an entire bunch of grapes, but without the same volume to make you feel satisfied. Even more concerning, many commercial dried fruits add extra sugar during processing. Those dried cranberries in your trail mix. They often contain more added sugar than a chocolate chip cookie. For the 29% of Americans over 65 with diabetes, this hidden sugar source can cause unexpected glucose spikes. For others, the high sugar content can contribute to inflammation, weight gain, and dental problems, all concerns that become more significant with age. Eleanor, a 77-year-old participant in my nutrition program, was shocked when she measured her blood sugar after eating her healthy afternoon snack of dried apricots. My reading was higher than when I eat a small slice of birthday cake, she shared. This doesn't mean all dried fruits are forbidden. In small measured portions, think 1-2 tablespoons, not handfuls, they can still provide nutrients. Look for varieties with no added sugar and consider fresh fruits as alternatives whenever possible. For those seeking the convenience of dried fruits, fresh berries, apple slices, or orange segments can be prepared ahead and stored in small containers for easy access without the concentrated sugar content. Now that we've identified potential problem fruits, let's turn to something more hopeful. 4 remarkable fruits that research shows can actually help address common health concerns for those of us over 65. 4 superfruits for health after 65. 1. Blueberries, brain protectors in a tiny package. When my sister began struggling with memory issues at 73, her neurologist didn't just prescribe medication. He wrote on his prescription pad 1 to 2 cup blueberries daily. I was skeptical until I witnessed the gradual improvements in her recall and clarity over the following months. These small, humble berries might just be nature's most perfect gift for the aging brain. Unlike flashier, exotic superfoods, blueberries are accessible, affordable, and backed by remarkable research specifically for seniors. Scientists at Tufts University Human Nutrition Research Center on Aging found that blueberries' deep blue pigments called anthocyanins do something extraordinary. They cross the blood-brain barrier, reducing inflammation and oxidative stress in regions critical for memory and cognitive function. In one landmark study following adults over 70, those consuming blueberries regularly showed significantly slower rates of cognitive decline compared to control groups. Even more encouraging, some participants demonstrated actual improvements in cognitive processing, something previously thought impossible in aging brains. Robert, an 84-year-old retired professor who attends my community wellness classes, incorporated blueberries into his daily routine after his wife was diagnosed with early dementia. The benefits extend beyond the brain. These berries help regulate blood pressure, support heart health with their fiber content, and importantly, for seniors with diabetes, they have a low glycemic index, meaning they won't cause dramatic blood sugar fluctuations. The simplest way to enjoy them is fresh, but frozen blueberries are just as nutritious and available year-round. Try half a cup daily added to oatmeal yogurt or simply eaten as a refreshing snack. For variety, I like to blend frozen blueberries with a splash of almond milk for a brain-healthy sorbet that satisfies sweet cravings without added sugar. Your brain has carried your memory, skills, and wisdom for decades. Blueberries offer a simple way to protect this precious asset as you continue to age with dignity and clarity. 2 apples, the heart healthy fiber hero. When my cholesterol numbers wouldn't budge despite medication, my doctor suggested a surprisingly simple addition to my routine. An apple a day really might keep the doctor away, he said with a smile. 3 months later, my LDL cholesterol had dropped 15 points with no other changes. There's profound wisdom in that old-fashioned saying about apples. While it might sound simplistic in our age of miracle medications and exotic superfoods, this humble fruit carries benefits particularly valuable for those of us over 65. The secret lies in apple's unique fiber profile, specifically a type called pectin. This soluble fiber acts like a gentle broom in your digestive system, binding to cholesterol particles and helping remove them before they can enter your bloodstream. For seniors concerned about heart health, this natural process supports what your medications might already be working to achieve. A study published in the Journal of Functional Foods found that older adults who ate one apple daily for 4 weeks lowered their LDL bad cholesterol by up to 40%, comparable to low-dose statin therapy, but without the potential side effects. Beyond cholesterol management, apples offer stability for seniors. Their fiber helps regulate blood sugar, preventing the spikes and crashes that can affect energy and mood. Their natural moisture content and fiber also promote healthy digestion, addressing the constipation that affects nearly 50% of adults over 65. Harold, a 79-year-old widower who recently joined my nutrition support group, discovered that adding an apple to his afternoon routine helped manage his sweet tooth. I was reaching for cookies around 3 p.m. every day, he shared. The apple satisfies my craving and keeps me regular in a way those cookies never did. The beauty of apples lies in their accessibility and simplicity. They require no preparation, stay fresh for weeks when refrigerated, and come in varieties to suit every taste preference. For those with dental concerns, softer varieties like Gala or Macintosh offer the same benefits with less required jaw strength. For maximum benefit, eat your apple with the skin on. That's where much of the fiber and many antioxidants reside. If the skin is difficult to chew, try slicing the apple very thinly or gently cooking it to soften the texture while preserving the nutrients. Simple foods often carry profound wisdom. The apple, familiar, accessible, and gentle, offers your aging heart exactly the support it needs. 3 avocados, the healthy fat your body craves. When my husband's doctor suggested adding avocado to his diet after his second heart attack, I was confused. "Isn't it full of fat?" I asked. "Exactly," the cardiologist replied. "It's the kind of fat his heart actually needs now." Among all the fruits in your grocery store, avocados stand apart. They don't shine with bright colors or burst with sweetness. They're creamy, subtle, and richer than most fruits. And for those of us in our 60s, 70s, and beyond, they might be among the most valuable foods we can eat. Unlike many trendy superfoods that come and go, avocados offer specific benefits that address the exact challenges our aging bodies face. They're rich in monounsaturated fats, the kind that actually helps lower bad cholesterol while supporting the good cholesterol our hearts need. For seniors concerned about heart health, these healthy fats do something remarkable. They reduce inflammation in blood vessels, improve circulation, and help prevent the plaque buildup that leads to heart attacks and strokes, the leading causes of death for Americans over 65. Virginia, a 75-year-old former nurse in my community, began eating half an avocado daily after her coronary bypass surgery. My inflammation markers improved so much that my cardiologist asked what changes I'd made, she told our support group. The avocado was the only difference in my routine. Beyond heart benefits, avocados deliver crucial nutrients often lacking in senior diets. They're rich in potassium without the risks bananas pose for some vitamin K for bone health and B vitamins for energy production. Their high fiber content supports digestion and helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels. Perhaps most surprisingly, the healthy fats in avocados actually help your body absorb other nutrients from the foods you eat alongside them. Adding avocado to your salad helps you get more benefit from the vegetables you're already eating. For those concerned about weight, research shows avocados can actually help maintain healthy weight in seniors by providing satisfying fats that reduce cravings and overeating. A little goes a long way. Half an avocado daily provides all the benefits without excess calories. If the texture seems strange at first, try mashing avocado with a fork and spreading it on whole grain toast as a butter replacement, or blend it into smoothies for creaminess without affecting the flavor. Your heart, brain, and bones will thank you for making this simple addition to your diet. 4 papaya, the digestive and anti-inflammatory miracle. The arthritis in my hands had become so painful I could barely open my medication bottles. Then Maria, my Filipino neighbor of 30 years, brought over a ripe papaya one afternoon. My grandmother's remedy, she said simply. Within weeks of eating it regularly, I noticed the morning stiffness easing and my fingers moving more freely. In a world filled with digestive aids, pain relievers, and inflammation supplements, we often overlook nature's gentlest healer, the golden flesh papaya. This tropical fruit might seem exotic, but it's readily available in most grocery stores and offers specific benefits perfectly suited for our changing senior bodies. Papaya contains an enzyme called papain that acts as a natural digestive aid, helping break down proteins and ease the burden on your digestive system. For older adults experiencing the common challenges of slower digestion, acid reflux, or constipation, this gentle enzyme works without the side effects of over-the-counter remedies. William, an 80-year-old retired teacher, had been taking antacids daily until he started eating papaya regularly. The constant burning in my chest disappeared within weeks, he shared at our senior nutrition workshop. My doctor was surprised when I said I no longer needed the prescription antacids. The benefits extend beyond digestion. Papaya is one of the richest sources of vitamin C, containing more than oranges, which supports immune function and collagen production for skin health. It also provides vitamin A for vision and carotenoids that act as powerful antioxidants fighting the cellular damage that accelerates aging. For seniors dealing with inflammatory conditions like arthritis, papaya contains unique enzymes that help reduce inflammation throughout the body. In a small study of adults over 65 with knee arthritis, those consuming papaya extract reported significant reductions in pain and improved mobility compared to placebo groups. The beauty of papaya lies in its versatility. The ripe fruit is sweet and soft, requiring no effort to chew, perfect for those with dental concerns. It can be eaten alone, added to smoothies, or combined with yogurt for a probiotic-rich breakfast that supports both digestion and joint health. For those who find the taste unfamiliar, try squeezing a little lime juice over papaya. Chunks the citrus brightens the flavor, while the vitamin C in both fruits works synergistically. Green unripe papaya should be avoided as it contains latex that can cause reactions in some individuals. In our quest for exotic superfoods, we sometimes overlook accessible treasures. Papaya, with its gentle action and profound benefits, deserves a place in your shopping cart and your wellness routine. Conclusion: your health, your choices, your future. As I look back on my 78 years of life with its joys and challenges, I've come to understand something profound. Aging itself isn't what diminishes our quality of life. It's the small daily choices we make without fully understanding their impact. When I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes at 65, I felt betrayed by my body. The fruits I'd eaten all my life suddenly became complicated choices. The dried cranberries I sprinkled on my oatmeal, the bananas I'd relied on for potassium, the grapefruit I'd eaten for weight management. My trusted health allies had become potential saboteurs. But this revelation wasn't the end of my story. It was the beginning of a deeper understanding of my changing body and its needs. I learned to work with these changes rather than against them. I discovered new fruits that not only avoided harm, but actually helped address the very challenges aging brings. Today, I invite you to view your own health journey through this lens of possibility rather than restriction. This isn't about eliminating joy from your diet. It's about making informed choices that enhance your capacity for joy by supporting your energy, clarity, mobility, and independence. Let me offer a simple 7-day plan to begin this journey. Monday, replace your usual fruit with half a cup of blueberries on your breakfast cereal or yogurt. Tuesday, enjoy half an avocado mashed on whole grain toast instead of butter or cream cheese. Wednesday, pack a small apple for your afternoon snack to help regulate blood sugar and avoid energy crashes. Thursday, try a quarter cup of fresh papaya cubes with your lunch to support digestion. Friday, return to blueberries, perhaps blended in a smoothie with a little yogurt. Saturday, make a simple avocado and apple salad with a squeeze of lemon. Sunday, create a small fruit salad with papaya and blueberries for natural anti-inflammatory support. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Small, consistent changes that honor your body's current needs while still embracing the joy of delicious food. Remember Martha from my senior wellness group. At 82, she was taking 8 different medications and struggling with constant fatigue. After learning about fruit interactions with her medications and making these simple swaps, she was able to reduce her medication dosages and now has enough energy to play with her great-grandchildren. Or consider James, who at 75 thought his joint pain was just part of getting old. By eliminating dried fruits and adding papaya and blueberries to his routine, he's back to gardening, his lifelong passion that connects him to nature and provides gentle daily movement. Your story can have similar chapters of renewal and discovery. Your future is not predetermined by your age or current health conditions. Each bite is a choice, a small investment in the quality of your tomorrows. I'd love to hear your own experiences with these fruits. Has a certain fruit seemed to trigger inflammation or discomfort? Have you noticed benefits from adding any of these recommended fruits? Please share in the comments below. Your insight might be exactly what another person in our community needs to hear. If you found this information helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel and sharing this video with friends who might benefit. Together we can redefine what healthy aging looks like, not as a battle against time, but as a journey of wisdom, self-care, and continued joy in the simple pleasures of life, including the fruits that nature provides. Thank you for joining me today. Here's to your health, your vitality, and your future, one mindful bite at a time.